Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are going to discuss about factorial design today. So far we only discuss experimental design with only one independent variables. So in real life, a variable rarely exists in isolation. So behavior usually is multivariate, yeah. So it's influenced by a variety of different variables that interacting simultaneously. So we are going to discuss now factorial design, that an experimental design with more than one independent variables. So factorial design, usually also called between subjects factorial design, because it is more common used in between subjects rather than within subjects. Okay, this is mentioned in Myers and Hansen. Yeah. So factorial design is a research design that includes two or more factors. Factors is refers to an independent variables in an experiment, especially when we have two or more independent variables, we call it factors. Yeah. So when there's two factors, we call it two factors design. So, and also when we call it, when we have three factors, yeah, we call it three factors design. So the factorial design is more efficient, yeah, than other variables with more than one independent variables. So because instead of doing two experiments to investigate the effects of two independent variables, we merge them, yeah, into one experiment. And also in factorial design, we in addition to the main effects, we will understand the interaction effects, yeah, between the independent variables. We will discuss about this later. So this is an example of a factorial design. So this matrix is called shorthand notation. This is important when we are doing factorial design. This is important to understand the process of the experiment. So suppose we wanted to see whether playing music, yeah, and talking to plants actually makes them grow better. So we can conduct two experiments to investigate the effects of each independent variable here, so music and speech. But again, it's not efficient. Yeah, we need twice as much time, and we won't be able to understand the interaction effects also. So with factorial design, we will have a better process. So in the shorthand notation, in the boxes in the middle here, we will have the results of dependent variables, the measurement of dependent variables that we want to compare. So in the middle, we will have the growth of the plants, and then we want to compare them. Okay. So factorial design usually uses a notation system, yeah, that identifies the number of factors and the number of levels. So when we say 2x2 factorial design, means that there are two factors, yeah, and each factor has 2 levels. Okay, and then when we say 2 by 3 by 2 factorial design, it means that there are 3 factors here. Yeah, factor 1 and 3 have 2 levels, and factor 2 has 3 levels. Okay, so if we come back to our previous example on factorial design, so the effects of music and talking on plants growth. This is a 2 by 2 factorial design. So there are 2 factors here, music and speech. And the level is for factor 1, music and no music. And then in the factor 2, speech, talking and no talking. Okay, and then we measure the growth and then the plant's growth, and then we compare them. So this is an example of 2 by 3 by 2 factorial designs. So this is a little bit more complicated than the previous 2 by 2 design. So we want to know the effects of communicators' gender, attractiveness, communicators' gender, communicators' attractiveness, and participants' gender on the level of persuasion. So in the first factors, the gender of communicators, we have 2 levels, male communicators and female communicators. In factor 2, we have the attractiveness of the communicator. We have 3 levels, low, moderate, and high. Okay, and then in the third factor 3, the gender of the participants, we have only 2 levels, male and female. Okay, so this is the shorthand notation on a 2 by 3 by 2 factorial design. So the hypothesis in this experiment is that so the participant will be more persuaded by a message delivered by a more attractive communicator, but only when the communicator is the opposite gender from the participants. Okay, so female will only persuaded by a male communicator, an attractive male communicator. Okay, and then for also goes for the male, so the male will be persuaded more by an attractive communicator, but only when the communicator is female. So we expected that the average level of persuasion will be higher in number 3, for female participants, and number 12, for the male participants. Okay, that's it. So we will discuss more about main and interaction effects on the next video. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.